Hello, PascoMath grade 6 teachers. Today we're going to look at MAFS.6.NS.3.8. We're going to look at unpacking the standard, talk about some things you could do in the classroom as well as some things students should be doing, and then anticipating some misconceptions and how to address those in the classroom. So let's go ahead and get started. So the standard reads, solve real-world and mathematical problems by graphing points in all four quadrants of the coordinate plane, and then include use of coordinates and absolute value to find distances between points with the same first coordinate or the same second coordinate. So the focus of the standard when we unpack it involves solving problems by graphing points in all four quadrants on the coordinate plane. Students should discover that the distance from a point on the coordinate plane to an axis is an absolute value, and then the coordinate plane is used to represent real-world scenarios. So let's look at some things that you could do in the classroom. So one thing is to create a coordinate grid on the floor and ask students to stand at certain points and find the distance between those students. Some things you want to do to make sure this works well and addresses the standard is make sure that the 2 points have either the same first or same second coordinate to lead students to conclude that when you're on the same x or y coordinate, you're on the same line, and then you can just count that absolute value distance between each other. Provide a variety of simple word problem experiences for students to model on the Cartesian plane and then to be able to solve those problems, mainly finding distance between 2 points. Some things students should be doing is understand that a line segment from one coordinate pair to other represents a distance. And understand that if 2 coordinates have the same x or same y value, they're on that same line. Understand that the distance from a point on the coordinate plane to an axis is an absolute value, and then use the coordinate plane to represent real-world scenarios such as streets of a map. Model solutions to real-world problems on the coordinate plane. So those are all things we want students to do. When we think about anticipating some misconceptions and how to address those, students may have procedural graphing misconceptions and may not plot points in, they may plot points in the spaces between rather than the intersections on the coordinate grid. And so, again, we want to provide hands-on experiences for these students and work with them, have them plot some real objects on the coordinate grid while you observe, and then, have them explain how they found the distance between those objects. And so if they're struggling because they didn't plot and it's hard to count, show well, that's why we graph on the intersections and not in between those spaces, and really emphasize that point with them. So again, you need to be able to listen to the student thinking and then respond to it there for sure. So that's it for 6.NS.3.8. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or your regional specialist, and thank you for making PascoMath more awesome.